So I guess on the wing in the backhand versus front hand, you can see how nicely it seems the wing in the front hand when you go in this direction into the wind. But when you turn, I'll go back a little bit. When you go in this direction, how shit it is. So that's exactly why. And when you go in this direction, because you're going with the wind, the wing wants to flop down and into the nose of your board. If you have it behind you, you minimize that. And that's why I prefer the wing to backhand, and I couldn't help myself. Wing and front hand versus backhand is a big one, especially in little shitty conditions like this. Having it behind you just gives you a lot more freedom. So you can't even really work this side of your turn because of the wing being in the road. So keep playing with it, basically. As we turn around, you can see this way, it's fine. And then you turn back this way and it gets in your road. So you can't even finish the turn because of the wing being in your way. So while I said I wouldn't talk about it, I think, and this is something that actually I'm going to bring up Bennett's video on when he was winging, because Andre was like, oh, Bennett's is using his hand in the front, is his wing in the front hand too. But he's only ever going in that video, he's only ever going into the wind. And so you can see the wing's behind him basically, and even though it's in his front hand, it's out of his way. So I'm gonna bring it up because I think it's a good example of what, even for someone who's, you know, can foil very well, it's a good example of why the wing in the front hand is not a good thing. So going along, going out to sea, and this is a northeasterly, and I find the same thing for him as him. When you're winging in a northeaster, it's my least favorite condition. Okay, so now you can see here, disclaimer, he's also flying a drone and he's got the GPS thing in his mouth, so he's got a bit on. But you can see, okay, so he's going along and you can see the wind direction is straight at us, and basically he is always going this direction into the wave. But let's wait till there's a good little clip just towards the end here that shows what I'm talking about. So just here you can see the wings in his front hand and he's got it around behind him. I do still believe it'd be easier for him in this hand, but we'll keep moving. And it will sort of use this to sort of compare. Okay, so just here, does a bottom turn, does his bottom turn, and he's going up and into the wave. So you can see this direction, when he's going this direction, he's going straight into the wind. So having it in his front hand isn't such a big problem because the wing is downwind of him. As we keep playing it, so he's doing his top turn. So he's doing his top turn now. Normally he would wrap this all the way around back towards the white rod and rebound off that if he didn't have a wing in his hand. But watch what he does next, and I'll draw it, but basically he does this turn and he cuts it short and he keeps going this direction. So he doesn't finish his turn like he would when he's prone, and he doesn't do that because the wing's in the way. If it was in his backhand, he would be able to continue and finish off that turn. So let's keep playing. You see that? So he did this turn instead of that turn, not because of the wave, but because of the wing. And then again, just then the wing got in his way. So he went back downwind, and this wing actually got in his way. So as he started turning back downwind, because the wing's in his front hand, he actually had to stop his turn because otherwise he was going to run into the wing. So that's exactly why, that's a disadvantage of winging with the wing in your front hand versus your backhand. If the wing was in his backhand, the wing would actually be over here, and his apparent speed would keep the wing, and his apparent speed and keeping the wing low in the water would actually allow him to continue and finish his turn off the white water like he would normally do when he's prone foiling. So to me, that was really interesting, and sort of the best way to sort of show you guys why the winging in your backhand is better than winging in your front hand. And while there are limitations, northeast wind natural footer versus southerly wind natural footer on an east coast, it's that was a really good one for me. Join the Coach Casey Club to get feedback from your videos every Tuesday.